Hello folks, we're back again at the Star Wars Legion weekend, and we've decided to stop in with, well, Sexy Furious.
Sexy Furious.
Not quite though.
I'm not
Yeah,
Sexy
no.
Furious, obviously. Right, Jerry, let's get you a chair. Let's get you a chair.
I had a chair, but my chair was taken away by a terrible person.
That'll be Justin, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's right behind him.
Mm-hmm. So, I'll take this one. So,
Hello. This is good.
Star Wars weekend, man.
Yeah, I noticed you've just slid right back in while people weren't looking. Well, while we were working, you were off caroling.
This is the yes. I was with my children watching their carol service. So it was they were amazing. Anyway,
okay.
That's their childhood.
Yes.
This is my childhood.
Yeah. So, which faction did you go for there? Empire,
Well,
Rebels.
we had decided to go for a project.
Yeah.
So I didn't actually go for any of that stuff.
You surprised me.
Well, I was very tempted. I love the core set.
Yeah.
Because the core set is my childhood.
Yes.
That is all my dreams are
The
wrapped
Ridge
up in
Tridge. Yeah.
I remember being a kid and all I ever wanted was a speeder bike.
Yeah. I think we were all there.
But I also like the Clone Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Because I just the thought of all them Jedi and the clones and the robots.
It's
and stuff.
anytime anybody talks about playing Star Wars, the first thing they go is, how many lightsabers can I have?
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're Grievous, you can have 4.
So you get the gist of this. I love the technology of the speeder bikes, the technology of the the kyber crystals and the lightsabers and stuff like that. So I went Ewoks.
That makes perfect sense to me. There he was, finding factions that don't exist.
So I did say that I was going to try a 3D printing project this weekend.
Yeah.
So I have been working away on some 3D prints, and I got some 3D Ewoks.
Yes.
And this is them here. Okay.
Nice.
So I've got to the stage. These are all my little Ewoks, all 3D printed. Now I did these in the resin printer, so these are printed on an Anycubic Phantom. Okay. Photon. Sorry, it's a Phantom Photon.
The
Phantom Menace Photon.
Yeah.
Yes. So these are printed on Anycubic Photon. So that's how they come off the bed, Jerry.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can get in there close, and you can see all the wee supports.
Yeah.
And
Full
the
of
likes.
scaffolding.
They're very brittle. Because I can start to feed back some tips now. This particular resin is a Mera LED 3, I think it is, or a Mera Labs.
Mera Labs.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
It's a resin that's designed to be water soluble.
Yes.
Okay. So we had went for it because we thought it would be cleaner than mucking around with isopropyl alcohols and other resins. So it's low odor and supposed to be water soluble.
Yeah. Ideal, really.
It is low odor.
Yeah.
But it's not water soluble.
No.
Not a chance. No. So
very sticky.
So we were taking it out and putting it into sonic water baths and all sorts of stuff, and it just was not lifting the leftover uncured resin. So there's a real residue to it. So it was always really sticky.
Yeah.
So these particular guys, basically what I'm about to tell you is if and when we go to do it again, I'll do it differently. So these particular guys I put into the UV curing oven. So we made our own UV curing oven. Whenever you make a UV curing oven, it's important that the UV lights you get are the right wavelength.
Yeah.
Because there's very specific wavelengths for curing resin with UV. Not any old UV will do it. Left them in there for about 4 hours. They were still sticky, but the rest of it turned brittle. So we gave up and we said, look, you can also use isopropyl alcohol with this. So we got isopropyl alcohol. That is absolutely the way to go.
Night and day.
I wouldn't even put them into the UV curing oven anymore.
Right. All right.
Because
is that good?
Yeah. Well, let me show you. Right. So this, I'm gonna damage one of these. Okay. So this is really quite brittle. There you go.
Well, that
Did you
didn't
catch
take much.
that?
Yeah.
Didn't take much for that to break. I'm going to be coming to you for your metal spears, Jerry.
Yes.
I've printed out some wings for these guys.
No
right?
reason.
So look.
Oh, rubbery. Oh, there's a bit more flex than that, yeah.
By cleaning it with isopropyl alcohol and not sticking it in the UV curing oven,
you're not baking them brittle.
we're not making them brittle. And these little Ewoks were so brittle that they were actually snapping in half as I'm removing
as you're
the
trying
support.
to get the supports
it's
off.
like working with glass.
Right. Not ideal.
Not ideal. So if I print them in future, I'm just going to print them out
Yeah.
and chuck them straight into the isopropyl alcohol and let it do its work. It works fabulous.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
I have some little tests.
Do more than one or two little tests.
Yes, so these are my little test Ewoks at the moment. I just wanted to get an idea of what they'd be like based. Now, as you can see, Jerry, I'm multi-basing them.
Yep.
So, okay, I'm going to multi-base these bad boys. And the reason is, I think one Ewok on its own is a kind of like a bit pointless, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weight of numbers. That's what you need to take.
Yeah.
When you're looking to take down the Empire, you need weight of numbers and logs.
So yeah, and logs, and logs, which I'm coming to. So that's the reason I'm not even sure I'm going to put any on single bases. I might put a few on single bases just from the perspective of wounds,
The wound counters, yeah.
changing a 3 into 2, and then a 2 into 1 possibly. I need a 3PO.
Well, we'll get one eventually, I'm sure. So it's on what looks to be about a 40 mil round, which is the equivalent of a vehicle base.
So your speeder bikes, if you grab a speeder bike, I don't know if they're a 40 mil or a 50 mil base. Can't quite remember, but
yeah. But
hang on, I have a tape measure.
Close enough that makes no odds.
I can soon tell you. They are on. Something tells me it's a 50 mil base. Yeah, 50.
Oh, there you go.
So they're on 50 mil bases.
So the same footprint as a vehicle, and you're using them as a little cluster.
Yes.
We haven't got rules for them yet, though, have we?
No. And that's where your project for the weekend comes in, Jerry.
I thought that might be the case. I'm sure I can come up with something filthy. Don't worry.
Yeah. So it's generally what I'm working with at the moment is bases of Ewoks.
Yep.
I'm going to do Ewoks on hang gliders.
Yes, to drop little rocks on people's heads.
Drop rocks on stormtroopers' heads. So I found another little model on Thingiverse, which somebody had done a great Goblin Doom Diver.
Yes.
Now I wouldn't have the time to model the hang gliders.
Yeah.
So this is as close as I can get. And do you know what?
It's fairly close.
I think it's close enough to do what I need to do this weekend. So I got those. I'm going to print them. And then the last thing I'm doing is my heavy support.
Yes.
My heavies are these bases here. So what they'll have is some Ewoks on it as well, pushing logs.
Yep.
And these are going to be like large, heavy attack kind of things. Where
just a little bit of string running from one of your upright toothpicks down to an Ewok, just ready to pull it.
Put a little bit of string, from there to the Ewok and here to the Ewok. He'll pull them, and then the logs will all go down and take out the legs of a walker.
Yeah, which is all you need, really. Well, walkers are whole battalions of stormtroopers.
Yes.
I'm fascinated. I look forward to seeing what rules I come up with.
As am I, Jerry. As am I.
So that'll be interesting.
So at this stage of the weekend, I would like to put it out to the community. If there's any other kind of Ewok ideas that you can think of, I'll throw out some. So people have talked about, I can't do a 3, is there an official 3PO model?
He's not out yet. He comes with R2 and the crashed pod from the start of A New Hope on Tatooine when they land, with their message for Leia. So that's coming, but no, not yet.
Okay, so I don't have a 3PO.
You don't have a 3PO. I might have a 3PO.
You might have a 3PO.
From the Wizards of the Coast pre-painted stuff.
Oh, heck. I might have a 3PO from the Wizards of the Coast pre-painted stuff, possibly. I must check that and see.
At which point he may end up on some sort of
toothpick chair.
Yeah.
The other thing is, did Ewoks have totems?
In the Ewoks cartoon, they did.
Yeah.
You remember? We're the Ewoks out in the forest on the moon of Eris.
Ewoks. Was that a different one?
It was the same one. They had two different tunes depending on whether you're in the States or Europe. Yeah.
So
Chihuahua.
Maybe a totem, Ewok totem could be a thing. So if you have ideas on the Ewoks, I would please do feed them into the comments in the main live blog, because at the moment that's what I've got. I've got troops, I've got heavies, and I've got flyers.
Nice. That's pretty much all you need for Ewoks then. Just weight of numbers and away you go. Yeah.
So I'm going to hop on to the live stream, the hobby live stream.
Yeah.
At some point this evening. I think you guys are going to go walk around and talk. So whenever you walk around and talk, After that, give me the nod, and I will hop on to the hobby live stream, and I'll actually work on these log bases on the live stream for a while, and we can do it that way. Justin's nodding his head. What?
Not ready.
What's not ready?
The live stream set up for that.
Oh, you can. All he has to do is focus me. All he has to do is focus me. We'll get it. We'll get it sorted.
He says that.
We'll get it sorted.
Okay. Well,
All right.
I'll leave you to it then. You have a lot of fun with your Ewoks.
Thank you very much, Jerry.
And I will saunter on and see who I can bother.
Yes, bother them immensely. Bother them immensely.
I'm all about the bothering. Switch that off so we're not getting two. Okay. So we are going to go and bother somebody away down here. Because some people are actually playing a game. So
Feel a bit lost. The Wookiees are coming. The Wookiees are coming.
So you're both using support reinforcements. So you have Wookiees and
another squad of rebels coming on with the big cannon.
Yeah, so I've got we're playing the reserves special rules. So this is turn 3. So this is the turn they'll arrive. I've got a unit of Hoth troopers who aren't painted white because that would look ridiculous on this board, and Bosk. And Bosk, yeah.
Bosk is a bit filthy by himself anyway most of the time.
It could be a bit of a game changer. Yeah. But then I've got 4 Wookiees coming, so...
Yeah, but they're only Wookiees. What harm could a Wookiee do to anybody?
I think they hunt. Don't they hunt Wookiees for fun?
They do hunt Wookiees for fun, yeah. That is the way to go. So 3 turns in and you're tearing away. I will leave you to it, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the rest of your game. We'll be back and annoy you at some point when we find out who's actually won and who's lost. But for the time being, we'll leave you at that. So, folks, we're going to move on here. See who else is kicking around. If any of you guys are interested in seeing how the games are going, or if you want to know what people have been up to paint-wise, that sort of thing, then you can go ahead and let us know. But until then, we're going to get back to some hobbying. That dead air was brought to you by people not waving at the window.
So, hello everybody. We're just giving me control of the live stream. So let me just check and see if I have control yet. I do. I have control of the horizontal and the vertical. Baby. Okay. Right. I am monitoring. What am I monitoring? I'm monitoring the YouTube and the Twitch and the Facebook here. And I'm monitoring all of our beautiful Cult of Games members up here on the Star Wars Hobby Weekend channel in the Discord. Now, you'll have to bear with me. They've given me access to lots of buttons. So, while everything's going on in there, I was thinking that we could all kind of chillax and do a little bit of hobby. Something that I don't get nearly enough time to do. And having been ill for a fortnight and not getting any hobby done, my soul needs this. So, my project for the weekend, I said I was going to do something 3D printed related. So I have stayed true to that. I'm doing badgers. Thank you for that, Sundancer. So there's the badger. I'm doing Ewoks. I'm doing an entire Ewok army. So I thought what I could do is just work away on the bits that I'm doing at the moment. So let me see if I can get it in. Which screen is it? It's this one. There we go. So I need to kind of keep the mic close to me. So this is my heavy support bases. I didn't bring a tape measure in with me, so let me just double check. These Ewoks are on 50mm bases. So to give you an idea where I'm at so far, we 3D printed Ewoks. They turned out like that. These little black jelly beans. Clipping them off the stand. What we did was it was basically the same three designs of the Ewoks, and we just changed the height so as we could get like little wicket kind of guys and big dudes and everything else. I wanted to put them down on a base, get some wraith bone onto them, because I'm probably going to use contrasts on these to speed my way through it. Yeah, that's a 50mm base. This is their heavy support that I'm building at the moment. And it's on, I would say, an 80mm base. What would you say? So that's 50, 60, 70, 80. So it's on an 80mm base. And the idea with the heavy supports is that there's these log piles, and I'm going to have an Ewok standing about there with a couple of ropes coming from the two supports that he pulls, and then this slides down the hill and goes and wipes out whatever it is that's before it. So the bases themselves start out, rather than using the 3D printed bases for this one, I just thought I'll use these wooden biscuits. So we have a lot of these kind of woodeny bases lying around. So what I did was I got that. I put an adhesive called No More Nails onto it. And then I stuck a large piece of just polystyrene foam to it. Just stuck them together, left them for a few hours just for it to cure, for the No More Nails to bind to the polystyrene. The reason I used the No More Nails is because it's a glue that doesn't eat into polystyrene. You've got to be very careful with polystyrene. A lot of the adhesives that we would use, like super glues, will eat into a polystyrene. So you're kind of left with PVA and or something like No More Nails. And No More Nails, I think that the bond is stronger, and I think that it dries quicker as well. So, yeah, No More Nails did. Once I had No More Nails that bad boy, I went round with a long hobby blade and just trimmed around. So I ended up with a circle. Then just carved into it. And the idea was to carve hills, slopes. So this is one that has been sloped. Let me see if I can. So you can get it. So the idea is you have your slopes, and then the rock piles, or the log piles, are on the top of the slopes, so they're going that way. Right. So I have 2 almost done. This one here, I have a little tiny bit to do to it now, so I'm just going to clip it off here and here. And what I do is I like to kind of just make it so it's not just so flat that it looks like it's been kind of hacked. And I'll probably go in a little bit later with a knife and just rough these poles up a little bit more. So let's build another one while I'm at it. I had thought about the logs. What would I use for logs? And then I thought to myself, I'm being silly. It's obvious, Warren. Go out and grab branches off a tree. So I went out with some with some clippers, and I grabbed some branches off a tree. So these are my branches, and I just basically chop them up to size. So I'm going to. I have a few left, but I'm about to run out, so I'm going to chop some more here. Hi, Mel. Mel, the terrain tutor, one of the loves of my life, has just joined the chat. Good to see you, my man. Who else have I got to say hello to? Gent99. Gent, we're reaching out to you to see if you're going to do some live streaming with us this weekend, my dude. I have messaged you in the Discord, so I don't know if you got it, but let us know if it's something that you're up for. Okay, so that's a nice length of the log there. So it's just a matter of going in and slicing up. This is going to be a very enjoyable live stream for you guys whenever you... Basically, I spend almost the entire live stream just chopping up little logs. But heck, everything for our craft, guys. Everything for our craft. This is also the kind of live stream where most of you professional hobby makers cringe and wince every time you see me with a knife in my hand, because I am the world's clumsiest hobbyist, and I have no doubt that I am going to injure myself at some point during the construction of this. But heck, it's all good because I get to do a bit of hobby. Haha. And there we go. We'll do our last piece like that. Sometimes I find it's enough just to put a little bit of almost like a score into it. Press down onto it, not fight with it too much. Break it one way, snap it the other way, and we're done. Right, I have that. What's my next step? I'm going to stick some skewers into stuff. That's what I'm going to do next. So let me get my base and 2 toothpicks. So for the toothpicks, I want to try and find a point where I think the Ewoks would have the stuff, the actual logs. I think I'll go there and there. Yeah? So it's going down this way. That looks a bit steeper there, though, doesn't it? No, I'm going to go this way. So I will pop one into here. Pop. And I'll pop the other one into there. So there we go. That's our 2 kind of uprights in place. And now I'm just going to whittle to make the edges of these logs look like they have been chopped rather than snapped. So I'm just going to give them a bit of an edge, as so. Now just pop it on there like that. Do you know what? I want to smooth that little nodules out, take them off, pop them in there, and go that way. Okay, get my next one. So, in the chat, any of you guys getting a chance to do any Star Wars hobby, I have been reliably informed that our buddy Sundancer got his Star Wars weekend delivery this evening. I am so flipping relieved, I've got to say. I had been aching, an aching stomach of nerves, thinking that what delivery was not going to arrive with you, man. Mel is playing World of Tanks. Get the hell off World of Tanks, man. Do some Star Wars hobby with me, dude. You know you want to. To be fair, Mel, you probably just need a break, mate, and World of Tanks is as good a way as any. So, there we go. Pop that in there. There we go. Nice. So far, so good. Pleased with that. So, time to run a very quick. Oh, that's interesting. So somebody's just posted on the Discord a cool gaming table. Now let me see if I have any control over finding out who that was. Let's see. Oh, Laughing Boy. Very nice. I like the Badger as well, Ama-chan. That's nice too. But Laughing Boy, that table's looking great, man. What mat is that? If you're watching this, Laughing Boy, let me know the mat. Is that a P-Works mat? Because it has a beautiful 3D effect to it where the texture's just great. Trust me to start going off on a mat, but I can't help myself. Let's get on this. Tell you what, I'm enjoying this whittling malarkey. There we go. Ah, it's all falling off. Don't roll down the hill yet. Logs. Wait till the Empire is there. Oh, I'm such a rebel at heart. I've been talking a lot about the Star Wars with the guys over the last few weeks on the build up to this. And I know we all love the Stormtroopers and Vader. But I've got to say, you know, the whole thing has been bringing memories back to when I was a kid. The mat was Deep Cut Studios, by the way. Thank you for that, Laughing Boy. And I was thinking back to how I felt whenever I was watching Star Wars. And yes, as a kid, I wanted to be a rebel pilot. I just thought it just so cool. You know, the thought. I wonder if any of you guys felt like this. The idea of having your own X-wing. I thought the whole prospect of Luke flying off to Dagobah was one of the most amazing things. You know, the idea of just being practically alone. Yeah, you have an R2 unit, but being able to travel the galaxy on your own in a starfighter. I don't know if that was the little shy recluse in me that made me hanker after the prospect of flying around the galaxy all on my Todd, but I definitely I remember that feeling, and I remember going to bed and climbing under the blankets to pretend that I was in a starfighter. It was just amazing. Star Wars unlocked so much for me. It just gave me the opportunity to expand beyond a dry old world and to start, I don't know, allowing my imagination to run free and to imagine worlds that I would never visit, but they were alive in my mind, I've got to tell you. So, Mandapai is painting horses. And Sundancer is eating crisps. And I would imagine that they're salt and vinegar crisps. And if they're not, why not? There we go. What do we think? Is that enough, or will we do a few more? I think we'll add some more. The more, the better. This is Ewoks we're talking about here. These guys aren't lazy. They want to do some real damage. Okay. I will pop you there. I think that. If I pop that one there, I think we have space for one more. Like that. So, now that we have that, I'm just going to super glue the bad boy. Now, I can use super glue fairly safely on these bases now because I coated them with PVA and sand. So there's very little exposed polystyrene now in these. And just to dry up a little bit of the excess super glue, I'm going to use just a little bit of bicarbonate of soda. And that will act as kind of like dust and dirt and grime that gets in between the logs. Even like sawdust and chips. Oh, and the whole thing slides off. Let's get that back on there. There we go. Right, so we at least know the logs are staying together. Now we just need to secure the logs in place. So let's put a little bit there. And then let's put some in to here. As you can see, I'm not shy of using super glue. And again, just a little bit of the bicarb. Bicarb is one of my favorite things when playing with super glue because I just love the fact that it cures the super glue so quickly. Here we go. Let's just get the last of that there. There we go. And that, as they say, is almost that. So let's just go in and do a little clip here. There's 1, 2, and then just like last time, just taking off the little angular part just to rough it up a little bit. And there we go, another set of logs. So that gives me 1, 2, 3. The nice thing about it is because of the way this is built, I'm starting to get some nice weight to these bases as well. Oh, the chat has been running on with me. So Peter Fulford is enjoying watching Warzan play with his wood. I like it, man. Play No Man's Sky or Elite Dangerous, and we could live that digital dream. I used to play Elite when I was younger. I remember, was it Elite? It was called Frontier, actually. If any of you remember back on the Amiga. So the Elite was the original one. It was on the Commodore 64 or whatever. And then Brabham, was it Brabham? David Brabham, I think, or something, created that game. And then he came back, and then on the Amiga, he created Frontier. Frontier was superb. So from what I can remember, the actual galaxy and stuff, the stars and stuff were relatively correct. But there was also, I think, a procedural generation to it, so you could pretty much go to any planet. And I do remember that was how I'm now thinking back, that was how I lived out some of that Skywalker dream. I remember us setting up a journey to a far off system, and it was just incredible, and you could hear the noise of the starship. And I remember I would set it up and it could run for hours. And I would go to my bed and the lights and all would be off, and I'd maybe have a red bulb or something in the corner that I would switch on. So my room became the starship. And me and Lloydie had bunk beds, and I'd go to my bunk and I'd leave it playing with the noise of the starship. And I would go to sleep to the noise of a starship. Which is strange because it's something that I would even do sometimes to this very day. I find it quite difficult to sleep. Sleep. I have a funny relationship with sleep. I like the being able to switch off in sleep. I have issues switching off. It can be difficult at times. So I can get quite overwhelmed during the course of a day. So the sleep is a very helpful thing. But I find it quite difficult to get over to sleep in silence. So there's a great YouTube video, which is the noise of a starship. And it's funny. Even now, I would put something like that on. Either the noise of a starship, or I have this thing about overnight trains. God, I love overnight trains. I know I'm supposed to be in here hobbying, but I'm just talking crap instead now for a while. But some of my favorite memories were in Romania. I used to take an overnight train from Bucharest to up into Transylvania. And it was during the winter. And the snow, you would travel up through the Carpathian Mountains by train, and the snow was feet deep, and I would catch this train in Bucharest, and the trains were still old style trains, and each of the carriages had like a carriage guard, and I went in, and this carriage guard was putting coal into the fire to heat that particular carriage. And it was amazing. He was such a lovely guy, because I got onto trains. I met him. I loved always just meeting these guards, these carriage guards, and shaking their hands and saying thank you in advance, because they would sit up most of the night making sure that the carriage was kept warm so we didn't freeze to death on the way up. But this guy was amazing because tucked under his seat, he had a kind of like a storage box filled with beer. And he very kindly gave me some beers, and I sat and I drank beers with this guy as the train rushed up through the mountains, and just outside all you could see was the snow clinging to the windows of the train. And then the heat of the train on the inside as this fire roared. And cold beer, warm fire, snow outside. And my favorite bit. That noise. Oh. So people on the chat are saying that white noise, 55 kilohertz, they'd vibrate about that, and they would knock you over to sleep at about 45 miles per hour. I remember I didn't serve, but I was in the cadets, and I did travel around in some of them. What were they called? 4-tonners? But I was always so flipping tired. I remember I had to go to a church service, and I slept standing up through the church service because I had done fire picket the night before. I was utterly wrecked. Wilco, hey, Will from the Hobby Warehouse, T-shirt dude extraordinaire. That's, this one. There we go. Our T-shirts that we're sporting tonight. Hey, check that out. Woo! The Star Wars Weekend logo was designed by Will this time around, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I'm so stoked with the t-shirts, man. Will, you did a great job, dude. Go and check out. Do a search for a hobby warehouse, and we'll be doing more stuff with Will very shortly. Will, I will be reaching out to you because Snag and Normie will be coming up way too fast. So yeah, I'll be in touch. So, other people are saying people listen to whale noises to go to sleep. I don't know. I think I'd find it quite creepy to listen to whale noises. On a XLBS recently, Lloyd told me that there was a dude that got swallowed by a whale. And they caught the whale and they sliced the whale open and he came out of the whale alive. And I was like totally freaked out by this. And apparently the dude had kind of turned white, like really white and wrinkly as the stomach acids had started to attack him on any bits that weren't clothed. And he didn't talk a lot after that, apparently. I can understand that. In the belly of a whale. Right, I'm going to continue on with this while we talk. It's time to get another branch in, I think. Whoop. Now, I think that these branches are a Sally rod. Now, if any of you guys are from Ireland, if we go back it'd be a few decades now, certainly 20, 30 years, this was what we used to get punished by. It was a slap on the back of the legs with a Sally rod. And now I get to use it to make Ewok heavy supports. Right, let's get into here. Okay, what size am I going this time? I'm going to go this size. So let me work my way through it. Yeah, so on the topic of sleep, I do like those ambient noises. I love the winter snowstorms as well. They're kind of nice. Otherwise, do you know what? I would stick on some weird thing about quantum mechanics. You know, it's not that I particularly understand it, but there's something I find very, very relaxing about it. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's how obscure that kind of science is, or whether it's the fact that I don't understand it. It lets me still have a little bit of mystery in the world. Maybe it's something like that. There we go. Another one. My buddy Robert N.I., who really should be here, I've got to say, is also working on Ewoks this weekend. And he, the slick git that he is actually sculpting them himself out of green stuff. So he has some heads ready. Let's see if we can see Robert's heads. Robert, I hope you don't mind me showing your head off, but there you go. There's 4 heads on a stick of the little dudes that he's sculpting. They're coming on nice, man. They're coming on nice. You're a lot braver than I am, because I don't think I would have had the patience to sculpt that. I barely have the patience to work through and get me logs going. So LSR is saying that Ewoks are basically an Irish saga army. I suppose in a way they are without the dogs. I'm going to kind of leave Jerry and Sundancer, I think, to come up with the rules for this, because I'm happy enough just to do the hobby bit. And then if Jerry and Sundancer can come up with some cool rules, so much the better. Whoops, daisy. There we go. So tonight, I don't know if Gaz is watching, but one of my best friends, Gaz Neujatat on the site, was supposed to be here. And unfortunately, there was an accident that he got not caught up in, but the traffic jam. He got caught up in the traffic jam on his way to the airport, and he missed his flight. And I'm gutted. I'm absolutely gutted. However, I did steal his hotel room. So, Gaz, you have well within your rights to turn around to me and say, would you jump in my grave as quick? But yeah, so it's every cloud has a silver lining. So I've checked in and everything. And apparently there's a whole bunch of those dudes out there all staying in the same hotel. So I'm looking forward to some beers. And I wonder, can I put it on Gaz's room? But I miss you guys. I would have preferred you being here. Oh, he's on the chat. Gaz, hello, dude. Good to see you, man. I'm still utterly gutted that you didn't make it. Really, really gutted. Yeah, I will be finding out. Gaz is saying to me to check and see if there's a mini bar. If there is, I'll send you a picture of it before I empty it. Hey, Genuine Vision. Hey, good to see you, man. There's another live streamer. If you have any Star Wars going on this weekend, mate, please reach out and let us know, because we'd love to get you featured onto the homepage. And that goes for anybody watching this. I don't care about your level of hobby ability, because these hobby weekends, they're not about expertise or anything like that. This is about us as a community just chillaxing and getting stuck in. Because I don't know about you guys, but for me, half the battle sometimes is getting motivated. So I love these hobby weekends because it gives me an opportunity to mix with people who share something that I genuinely love. And the motivation that I get from that is just brilliant. So if you are watching this and you're going to work on some Star Wars this weekend, do me a favor. Come across to OnTableTop, make yourself a project, okay, in our project system, and keep track of what you're doing in there. So as a community, we can be there and we can feel a part of it. And if you fancy doing a bit of live stream, reach out to Jerry, Gerry, at ontabletop.com, or Warren, Warren, at ontabletop.com, and let us know your Twitch channel, and we'll get you added in into those live stream slots, because it's about inspiring one another, and it's I don't care what your level of hobby ability is. This is about us just being together and enjoying the process of it all. There we go. Whoops-a-daisy. Here we go. So with this being Friday the 13th, I really am trying to be careful with the blade. Much more careful than I normally am. There. I have a pile of logs. Let's pick another base. Let's do this one. Okay, so toothpicks. Let's get some toothpicks. Justin, come on over here, my man. Justin is in making faces at me.
No,
And
I'm giving him hand signals to let him know.
you're giving me a hand. What?
Signal to let you know we're
Uh-huh.
almost at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And if you're ready to close up your stream, I'm going to be listening to you and ready on the stream. Okay.
I'm quite happy to keep going.
Okay.
I'm quite happy to keep going. So I'll tell you, I'm really enjoying spending some time with these folk.
Okay.
So if you want to come back into me in, say, half an hour, would that be all right? About 9:30? But does that give you time to get my 3D printing project on?
I was actually just about to set it up when I realized we were almost at 9, and I didn't want you left sitting staring at a camera.
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. I'm having a blast here. We're just, yeah. Stream on, man. I'm just gonna stream on. All right.
Have fun. I will see you at. Well, I'll stick my nose in whenever you've got a couple of minutes left. Give you a hand signal to let you know I'm listening. Okay.
You're gonna be sitting going like this at me, aren't you? All right, dude. Thank you for that. Okay, right. Now, I have noticed that this one is somewhat shallower than the others, but hey, let's put it in. Oh, pick a spot, Warren. Pick a spot. Oh, there. Let's run with that. Okay? So, it's going to roll down this bit. Right, back to my whittling. Hey, Toros is in the room. Toros, welcome to the live stream, my friend. It's good to see you. I am whittling tonight, Toros. Just whittling. Whittling and waffling, you might say. There we go. And that's our first log. And Jim is in. Hey, Jim. Good to see you, my man. All the old hands are all starting to show up now. I don't have any plasters ready, Gaz. I know I should, but it just if the way I whittle with a knife disturbs you, just look away. I'll tell you when I'm done. At least I'm cutting away from myself for a change. There we go. So, Star Wars as a game. I'm obviously very pleased that someone like Fantasy Flight has taken up the reins of the license. I'd be somewhat more pleased if they were a little bit more on the ball regarding stock and the likes. But hey, it is what it is. But I wonder what you guys think regarding the factions. Because if you'd asked me a few years back about Star Wars as a war game, I would probably have turned around and say, I don't think it has enough factions. But that's absolutely not true. It's very surprising, actually, just how much is obviously behind Star Wars. Now, we have some resident Star Wars experts within the community. So, obviously, Jerry loves his Star Wars. But we also, let me see where he is. We also have Ralph Holland, who I believe Ralph works on an awesome stream with Oriskany and Gianna, which is the Modern Warfare streams and podcasts. But Ralph is also a bit of an uber nerd on the whole Star Wars thing as well. And the sheer volume of background, I suppose. So Grimwolf on the forums, if you want to reach out to Ralph, but he is an uber Star Wars dude as well. So, what faction would you guys like to see in Star Wars? Originally, it was Robert and I who'd got me that had raised the whole Ewok thing. So I wasn't the first to come up with the idea of Ewoks. Robert was going on and on and on about it. And then when I had the opportunity to do something Ewoks-wise, I thought, oh, okay then. I honestly thought it was going to be a bit crap, if I'm being honest. But the more I sat and took some time to think about it, the more I thought, actually, an Ewok army could be quite interesting in terms of, the how, and the types of weapons that it would deploy and the types of tactics that it would have to deploy. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what our resident Legion experts come up with as regards rules for it. Some of your suggestions are Inquisitors and Purge Troopers. I don't know who they are. Gungan army would be very interesting. And Jawas. I never thought about a Jawa army. I wonder how that would work. Jawas, they'd almost have would they have like a Mechanicus kind of a feel to them, the Jawa army? A Cantina Band Assault Squad. Good God, yeah. I am going to come out and just say Ralph. Ralph has just come out and said, look, the Mandos need to have its own faction. I absolutely agree. I will talk more about this during XLBS Live tomorrow night. Because I'm very fortunate in that I develop opinions, but I'm very easily swayed with facts. So I have had an about face recently on an opinion that I have held for a very long time. And I'm going to take some great joy to talk about that during XLBS. But yeah, Tusken Raiders is another one. Or a free droid army from Law and Order. What would a free droid army be like? Holy smokes. That would be interesting. Yeah, free droid army. That would be kind of cool. What is the background of free droids? Is there a thing in the Star Wars universe about free droids? Because, again, there's so much to it. There's so much to the background to this whole thing that, for many of us, our entire exposure to Star Wars is just the movies. But everything else that's behind it in the legends and in the current canon that's building up is just incredible. So the droids had an uprising, and that's why they get mind wipes. Ooh. That's interesting. I'll take off the whatchamacallits on that one. So let's see. So you go there. Let's build you up a bit further. I'm getting close here, but I'm going to add a few more. So XLBS is due to kick off between 8 p.m. GMT. So we're in Greenwich Mean Time at the moment. So 8 p.m. GMT and 10 p.m. GMT. It will only be open to Cult of Games members. So there'll be a separate page. It won't be going out on the live. It won't be going out across Twitch or whatever. So the only comments we'll be reading on it is in Discord, and it will be in the backstage, the Cult of Games area of Beasts of War, and we'll be kicking off at 8 p.m. And then I'm thinking of treating the guys with a couple of beers during the show, so as we can sit, relax. And yes, the show will be heavily Star Wars themed. I will warn you in advance. There will no doubt be a lot of gab shiting about Star Wars, because that's what this weekend is all about. Call-ins, yeah. If you're on the Discord, I think we'll do some call-ins and things like that. So because in many ways this is our Christmas party. So this is the best time and opportunity we get to spend some quality time with you folk. Right, I wonder, is that now enough for this one? I think we'd nearly call it at that. Ooh. Let's see if I pop you there. Oh, it doesn't want to stay in this time. Let's try this again. Let's rebuild it from scratch. Let's take you a bit closer. There. Now, let's build you up and see how we go. There we go. Looking good. Put you up there. Put you there. I'm going to drop a little bit of glue onto this to keep it in place here. Okay. Ooh, ooh. Stay on target. Stay on target. Let's get a little bit of the bicarb in there to give it some structure. Okay. So need a little bit more here. Okay. Now we will work here. Okay. Now we need to fill in here. That would do. Let's get you in place. You make that feel a bit more natural. And I run out of glue. Let's open a fresh one. Can I turn the volume up? I could speak a bit louder. Probably the best thing to do. If you still find it, I'm kind of whispering because I'm just chillaxing at the moment. So. Okay. bit down there. That should be pretty much in place. There we go. Does that look like it's ready to fall? Yeah, does to me. So let's get in and give it a clipping. There we go. And there's another one. One more. That should take us up to the half past. So here's our slope this time. So, final two. Yeah, it is exactly because I'm not talking into the mic just as much as I should. There we go. I don't know what I'm going to do with the toothpicks. I'm thinking of actually messing up the toothpicks a little bit to make them look a bit more wood-like. Or I may well take them out and, or possibly even green stuff them a little bit. I haven't decided yet. So, or I may even leave them. I may even leave them because I'm not that precious about it. So, there we go. We are going to need more logs. What have we got? One more sally rod. So let's get this in. Well, we have a wee peek out into the hobby hole, see what they're doing. Some people sitting around doing nothing. Wonder what the umbilical cam's pointing at. Nothing, of course. Yeah. They're chillaxing. So Ralph is talking to me about what is he saying? A Clone Wars walker on Thingiverse. Oh, gold. That's a hell of a thing. I have seen that walker. So it's like an early version of an AT-AT. I have seen that as a toy, and I think honestly the toy itself is a good enough. The ATTE. I think the toy itself is actually a really good scale to use with Star Wars Legion without the need of 3D printing something like that. But they can be a little bit pricey. Divalo PL is asking, am I preparing dinner? It does look like it, man. It's I've gone vegan tonight, so sticks and twigs. I'll tell you what, I've got some cleaning up to do in here. So, Grimwolf's telling me that the toy version of that walker, the ATTE, is 450 on eBay. That's probably brand new and in the box. I tend to go for stuff that has been well played with, because by the time we finished weathering it and beating the crap out of it to make it look more realistic, there's no point in buying anything that's brand new. Heck, I don't even mind components being missing off it. Taurus is wondering, is it not Justin's job to clean up? Not after the mess I'm making here, man. So if you're distressed by the way I use a knife, I apologize. But I am trying my best not to injure myself tonight, because I have to be in tip-top form to drink Gaz's minibar dry. There we go. A pencil sharpener is an option for doing this, but I think a pencil sharpener would give me too too standardized an end. What I'm trying to do is to give it the feel of it being chopped at, and I think a sharpener would make it too smooth, too uniform, I think is the word I'm trying to get. There we go. There we go. Nearly there. Starting to get a bit of a sore arse from sitting on it this long. Normally I'd be up pacing about. There we go. I'll do about the same again. I'm not going to use these shavings for scatter on the bases. I'm actually going to use oregano or oregano. I picked up some tubs of mixed herbs and basically tubs of dried oregano, and they make for the most beautiful leaf scatter. So to try and give me that forest floor kind of look, I want to go for a mixture of tall static grass and oregano leaf scatter, because I think oregano, rather than buying leaf scatter, there's some beautiful leaf scatters that you can get from. I used to be able to get it from Foreground. We have some in here from Green Stuff World, and that's nice. It's nice, but I'm thinking of doing a lot of it. So the oregano, I'm going to give it a go and see what the end result is like. And it does smell great, Robert. It really does. I covered the Endor table out in the member suite with it, so there's a nice chillaxing smell of oregano. Okay, right. That's them whittled. Let's bring the base in. Build this bad boy up. Come on, you britcha. Work for your daddy. That's it. Mel, do you talk to your terrain while you're building it? Or is it just a sign I'm getting like mega old now? Let's try again. Welcome to Star Wars Jenga. Okay, let's try again. Gonna make it. Gonna make it. Gonna make it. Right, well, let's try this a different way. Let's do it like this. Okay. Right. Now, let's build it up. Put you in there. Whoop, you brute you. Come on. Oh, no. Right. And again. One more go. Do it for me, baby. Ah-ya, ah-ya. Come on. You know you want to. You know you want to. Okay. Yeah. Ugh. Right. Okay, let's try that. Okay. There we go. A little bit of dust. Fairy dust. Okay. Now we move to the front. There we go. That is a steep one, isn't it? That is a very steep one. I wonder, do I need an extra couple just to give that a sense of robustness? Yeah, do you know what? I am going to add an extra couple to this just to give it that sense of... There we go. and welcome to Friday Night Woodworking with Warzone. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. I think that's going to be good. Justin's in giving me hand signals, guys. 3 minutes. Your timing is impeccable, Justin. And that, as they say, is that. There are my heavy support bases for my Ewoks. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to stick the Ewoks down to these because I'm tempted to prime these in a different color from Ewoks. Possibly. Need to have a think. Need to have a wee think. But I am somewhat tempted to prime these with a slightly different color. And that, I think, is wrapping up the live stream for tonight. So, kickoff tomorrow, about lunchtime, I think. We'll be live blogging throughout the day. We're looking at ways to try and get our other live streamers hooked into our main live stream. I think Laughing Boy has found a way to do it, so we're gonna find out how he did that. And then remember, if you're not already a member of the Cult of Games, you want to join a cult. You really do. Come and join the Cult of Games, and we will. Once you're in, we'll get you into the Discord. Reach out to us if you're struggling to get into the Discord. Oh, pants! I forgot to send the Cogito Lutus newsletter today. Oh, sorry about that, Cogs. I will make it up to you next week. Apologies. We just had so much on. It didn't even enter my mind until now. So, I'll do a doozy of a cipher. We have a newsletter that goes out every Friday to the Cult of Games members, and it's got a code in it that they have to crack, and then they get achievements and stuff like that for it. It's good. It's good fun. I apologize. It completely left my mind today. So next week I'll get a doozy in there for you. But yeah, if you haven't already, come across, join the Cult of Games. We'll get you into the Discord. And come and be part of the XLBS that's going to take place tomorrow night. I'm really looking forward to it. A live XLBS. I can't remember the last time we did a live XLBS. So, it's going to be good fun. That wraps us up. Thank you so much for taking the time to sit with me this evening. I really appreciated it. And I've had a blast building Ewok-y stuff tonight. I'm going to try and see if I can get in bright and early tomorrow to move them on a little bit further so as I have something to show for it by the end of the weekend. As always, thank you so much. And I'll pass over to Justin now. So bye-bye, everyone, and thanks. See you tomorrow.